Plaintiff Lisa Ali is suing her former landlord for a security deposit and the value of a stove. Lisa says the defendant is a slumlord who took her money, then evicted her. Defendant Dawn Coleman says she evicted the plaintiff simply because she did not pay the full amount of her rent, and she left the house completely trashed.
Lisa Ali is suing Dawn Coleman for a security deposit and an unreturned stove. Dawn is the former landlady. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're the landlady? You're the tenant?
Yes.
How are you today, Lisa?
Fine.
Why are you suing?
Number one is because Mrs. Dawn is really like a slumlord. I don't want no one else to get conned by her. She took my money and then evicted me. Started out, I met Miss Dawn and her husband January, I think, of 2008 this year. I went to look at the house. I found the house listing on Section 8 paper, housing list. And I went by there, I looked at the house. I rented it May 1st of 2008. The problem started in June. When I had the water turned on, there was no pressure in either the bathroom, kitchen, nowhere. So I realized the water was leaking in the basement. I called Miss Dawn. She said she'll get somebody over there. It took her like a week to get somebody over there. I wasn't at home when the guy came, because I was working in Niles at the time and I only came home on the weekends. My kids were there. They said the guy supposedly fixed it, but what they did because she told them let the water run for 3 days, don't turn it off. So so I wouldn't get a bill for it, she thought they unhooked the water meter in the basement where it wouldn't register to the water company. But I still got that bill because they didn't know that it registered on the outside of the house. So I still got that bill. I told her about that. She said it couldn't have. After that, I noticed when I went in the kitchen to fix my little granddaughter, which at the time was 18 months, some cereal, there was ants in the cereal box. I threw it away. I said, I'm not going to worry about it. Next couple days later, go in the cabinet, there's a mouse eating a cornmeal. I said, I can't deal with this. So I said, ain't no need me calling her because I know it's going to be nothing she can do. She's going to say there's nothing she can do about it.
Is this Section 8 housing?
No, it's not. After that, I seen the roaches. Open up the refrigerator. There was roaches in the refrigerator, which the house did not come with the stove or refrigerator. I had to supply my own.
Well, did you look at this place, Lisa, before you moved in?
It was clean.
Talk to me, Dawn.
Okay, I disagree with what she said. She seen me in January, and then she said, well, I want the house. So she came back in May and met my husband. I have a copy of her lease and stuff. She came and she didn't have all her security deposits. She gave me $560. So I was trying to be nice. She said, well, I work in Niles. I come back and forth on the weekends, but she's mostly was there. So it was her and her 2 daughters and her granddaughter. So I said, okay, fine, we'll work that out.
How much was she supposed to pay you a month?
$400 for a 4-bedroom house.
$400?
Yeah, so I was actually trying to be nice to her because she said she was having a hard time and that she was going through some stuff. So I was trying to be nice, giving it to her cheaper than that.
Okay, so $400 a month is the agreement, and she gives you $560 in security deposit?
No, she gave me $560 total. She didn't give me my full security deposit.
Oh, so the $400 is included in the $560. Yeah. So she gives you the $400 rent and then $160 toward the security.
Yes.
What was the whole security supposed to be?
$400
a month,
yeah,
which is the general rule. Okay, Did she sign a lease?
Yes, I have it right here.
All right, can I get a copy of the lease? What are you suing for, Lisa?
The part of the security deposit that I did give her.
The $160?
No, I gave her more than $160. See, she never would give me any.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
She never would give me any receipts after the $160 I did give her. Also gave her another $80 that her husband came and picked up.
Did she give you $80?
Yes. She gave it to me in July. I have receipts that I gave her.
How much has she given you?
She gave me she owed me $160 deposit still. So in July she gave me $480.
That's what I got down here too.
In July she gave you $480.
Yeah.
So how much did she give you? That's another $80. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's $240.
Yeah.
And then she gave you what?
She still owed me $160 for the security deposit.
All right. Is that your record?
Yeah, that's my record.
So what are we fighting about here?
What happened was we went to court in South Bend where we live.
For what?
Because in September, in August I hurt my leg at work. I fell in a hole at work and almost broke my ankle. So they had me off work and I was waiting on my workman's comp. And I told her, I said, Miss Dawn, I don't have all the money for September's rent. I have $150. Can I give you that? She said, wait a minute. Let me talk it over with my husband first. She called me back. She said, my husband said it's okay.
She was being nice.
I was at a place where I was selling dinners at, trying to raise money so I could pay her the rent because I knew I didn't.
How you get workman's comp? Because you fell in a hole and now you're working somewhere else?
No, working, what I mean, like sitting at a place selling dinners. I was sitting down there with someone helping them sell dinners to raise. I was trying to get the money where I could pay her the money so I wouldn't be put out.
Okay.
But after I gave her the $150, on the 7th, on the 12th, I got eviction papers. So I'm like, okay, why am I being evicted? After she agreed to.
She's being evicted.
Okay, she being evicted. She gave me the $150. Her agreement when she was supposed to go to Portage Township, they were supposed to give her some money to help her towards her rent because I can't just do it for $150. She said, okay, fine, I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna do that. I said, well, if you don't, and I tried to call her like 3 or 4 times. I said, if you do not respond to me, I have to evict you because I can't afford you to live there for $150. Right. So I did do her eviction, and she got evicted from the house. No. I have the papers for the eviction if you need them.
What do you want to tell me?
Okay, I did not get evicted from the house because when she gave me she agreed to take the $150, and then when I went to Portage Township, let me get it all right. When I went to Portage Township, they denied me because my income was, they go by your check stub.
So they denied you.
They denied. They was only going to give me $96.
How do you expect her not to evict you?
Because she agreed to take the $150. And on October 1st, because my daughter gets Social Security, my daughter was going to loan me the money to make sure everything is paid.
Right.
And by then I would have got my workman's comp check and everything would have been paid. The October and September's rent would have been paid because I always paid her on time. There was no problem with me paying her.
Okay.
And when I gave her the $150 on the 7th, on the 12th, I got eviction papers. I have the papers right here too. I was not evicted because I had already moved. On the 12th, I had started moving out after I got the papers that I had to move. So I moved with someone else, until I could find me a place.
All right, so what are you suing her for?
My deposit that she said that she was keeping for damages.
Right.
To her place, and we went to court for damages. Well, I went to court, she didn't show up, so they dismissed it, they threw it out. That's how I figured that.
How that happened.
I'm going to hear from you in a minute. Okay.
I am going to countersue her. I wasn't even going to evict her. I have pictures of the damage to the house.
Let's see.
Okay.
Lisa, tell me about this stove.
Okay, I bought the stove from a friend of mine. She was selling everything out of her house because I needed a stove because the house didn't come with the stove. I lived in the house May through June without a stove. I bought the stove from her, took it in the house. It was good. When I got ready to move everything out, I got the papers for me to go to court. So I went to moving everything up out the house. I had to get the guy that moved it in for me to try to find him to move the stove out because I couldn't lift it by myself.
Lisa, you're suing her because she's got your stove.
Yes.
Is that why?
Yes.
That's enough. What is this?
That's the trash we took out of the house.
That's the trash you took out of the house?
Yes.
What is this building here?
That is the garage.
This is the garage, and that's her mattress?
Yeah.
And what is all this stuff?
That's the trash that came out of her house.
What? You're going to burst. What do you want to say? Boy, oh boy. What do you want to say, Lisa?
When I moved in that house, that garage had trash in it, bags. There should be a toilet in there. It should be the mattress was in there. There was a broken
table in there. That's not your mattress?
No, that's not my mattress.
Is this her mattress?
That is not my mattress.
Okay.
That is something that happened while they were there. I don't know.
She didn't do this.
She might have did this.
Did you do this?
No, I did not. That mess was on that house when I moved there, Dawn, and you know that because me and you looked at it.
Yeah, I don't believe you did that, okay? That's just my instincts. I don't think you did that. Here's the stove, the infamous stove. Where's the stove now?
It's still there.
Does it work?
I don't know, because she didn't have gas on.
Okay. What am I supposed to glean from these pictures?
The fact that she said she wants security deposit back. I even have an invoice for the work we did. She wants security deposit back, but we did a lot of work to get that house back together.
But she was only there 4 months?
I understand that, and that's the problem.
Mr. Coleman, what do you want to say? How are you today?
Well, Your Honor.
What do you want to say?
First of all, rent was not always on time. I would come to the house looking for rent. Nobody would answer the door. The reason for the eviction was because of the damage to the property. When we had the house cleaned and fixed up after the point, there were beer bottles, stuff all in the yard, trash all in the house. The carpet was disgusting that we had to pull up off of the floor. I went to the house several times, and one apparent time that I can really remember is I went and she was sitting there on a car, and I asked her for the rent, and she said the bank was closed. So I had to come back. So rent was never, for the most part, on time. And I know a lot of that damage was done, and there are pictures, Your Honor, here of what was redone in the house since she's moved out.
Okay, let's see that. Now, Lisa, when you left, what were the terms that you left?
I left that house, and the way I moved in it, that's the way I moved out of it. I asked Miss Dawn. When I went over there and cleaned the house up, mop swept and all, I said, Miss Dawn, let's go over there and do a walkthrough. Your Honor, she told me, no, I don't need you to go over there and do a walkthrough. I can do it by myself. I don't need you. I said, yes, I want to go with you so I can know what damages you claim I've done. She never would go over there and do a walkthrough with me, so I don't know what she got right there.
All right, did you leave her your address?
Yeah, she know I live right around the corner from her. We're right down the street from their church.
Do you go to the same church?
No.
Well, do you know where she lives?
No, I just found out today where she lived. I did not know where she lived. And the only reason I found out is when I got the court papers. I didn't know where she lived, or I would have gave her stove.
Okay, here's the deal. Under Indiana landlord-tenant law, if the tenant provides written notice of a new forwarding address and the landlord fails to serve the tenant with a notice of the damages to the apartment, then if the landlord fails to give you notice at the new address, then you are entitled to all of your claims. But under Indiana law, again, you are required to put in writing a notice to her where you've moved for your security deposit. You apparently did not do that. You've admitted you didn't do it. You say that she knew where you lived.
Yeah, we spoke all the time.
Yeah, but you have to provide under Indiana law written notice of a new forwarding address. You were relying on the fact that she knew where you lived. Okay, she can hide behind the law because it's on her side. But this is what I want to do. What's going to happen here is there's no real justice that's going to come out of this because you didn't comply, Lisa. Did you know about this law?
Not really. No. I know we had up to 21 days.
A lot of people don't know about the law, and it's interesting. The law is supposed to protect you. At the end of the day, it might not protect you if you don't know about it. So you're going to get your stove. I am going to order that you make the stove available. I don't want to have a problem here. I mean, you both seem like decent people. You really do. Stove goes from this side to this side.
That's fine.
So ordered. Thank you.